Look in front of you. This is, if not Canada's biggest gangster. Now, this brother, him name Andrew Scoper. The feds, them want him come back America because them catch him in an operation named Operation Dead. Yo, you ready for this? 951 kilogram of cocaine, 845 kilogram of meth, 20 kilogram of fentanyl. Yo, another 4 kilogram of heroin. Yo, the estimated street value is 16 to 28 million dollar. Look on him good enough. Now, never talk about that brother here and how the feds that catch him. Yo, them money are run an operation straight from Canada, straight down in Mexico, come back to America, back to Canada, and the man them a zillionaire. Yo, me telling them about Canada are one of the most dangerous places in North America when it comes to certain things. Now, the feds catch about 8 people in this operation, and the man them have a multi-million-dollar operation stretch from Montreal straight back to California into Mexico and back. In one shipment, it value 15 to 28 million. Them a do X amount of shipment a year, so it can easily be a $500 million. Just imagine if they do say just 4 or 5 shipment, which you know them do more than that because them have it so much. If you look, you see the people them in custody where the FBI catch on this thing, and the one at the number 6 one, he is a truck driver from Canada, and the one beside him, which should be number 5, is also another truck driver. Now, earlier I said Andrew Scoper, but it is actually Roberto Scoper. Andrew Scoper is his brother who got killed. Now, they had a very delicate, intricate 2-factor authentication system. For example, you see the driver who's bringing the stuff, the baby powder and the fentanyl and the coke and whatnot. They send him a picture of a $20 bill with a serial number, and that's the serial number right there. FYW 3742405. Now, when the driver with the stuff get to the warehouse in Montreal, the person who's getting the stuff have to hand over the $20 bill, that very same $20 bill that he has a picture of, and then him deliver the stuff. But the only difference at this time when they deliver the stuff, they delivered it to the feds, and that's how they got caught. So this is how the thing went down. You see, Canada is a very intricate place. The Canadian police then will sit down and watch you for a long time. They'll come in like England and the FBI. The RCMP watch this man named Boo. Sam Nang Boo. Sam Nang Boo was moving stuff from Mexico to California up into Canada. And they watched him, and when they watched him, the police, the feds, they saw that he was picking up stuff from truck drivers and giving stuff to truck drivers Now, when the feds bust Bo, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison, and they caught a lot of stuff from him. He drives a Dodge Caravan. Look at some of the stuff they got. Look at that. That's some of the stuff they got from Bo. Now, he got 6 years, but it wasn't finished there, and that was in 2022. After he got 6 years, what the police then was doing, they were pulling over some of these tractor trailers when they get into other states. So like when they leave California and say get into Washington state or whatnot, the police would pull them over, and one of the truck driver turned FBI informant. The FBI charged him, and then his charge just disappeared. And I think they offered him American papers for him to talk in this case. And what he did, he went ahead and set up everybody. So there was 2 networks, one going to Montreal and one was going to Ontario. These 2 places in Canada. Ontario is the southern part of Canada, which is closer to Niagara Falls and places like that. And the other part is Montreal, which also borders certain parts of America, and that's it. Is the capital is Quebec. Now, I'm gonna show you guys something. Now, you guys can read along with me. Look at that. It says, when the police pulled over a truck in 2021, a stash of drugs was found, and the driver was arrested. And as was expected, but after the highway stop behind closed doors, charges against the driver disappeared, and immigration benefits were dangled according to the FBI warrant application. So there's 2 things here. And this is a lesson for the drug dealer them and the people them out there also. And it's also a lesson for the greater Caribbean community and third world community. If you notice, the FBI have to explain on the warrant, and that warrant it goes in front of a judge for them to authorize it. So everything have to be in detail on a warrant. You understand? Now, with that said, you see how the feds, for the hustler them out there, you see how the feds operate. So they were able to get the truck driver to disappear the charges, and he became a solid informant for them. Now, I'm going to show you guys some more stuff as we go down into this case. Remember now, we're talking about Canada and the mob and the drugs operation and how Canada operate. Okay, I want to show you guys something about Robert Scarpo. Now, look at the picture in front of you. You have 3 brothers. Salvador Scopa, he's dead. Now, Roberto Scopa, he's one of the 19 people charged in this big operation that's going on between Canada and the US and Mexico, with these guys smuggling millions and millions of dollars worth of stuff coming into Canada. I am telling you all this to give you guys the backdrop of this guy, Roberto Scopa. Now, with that said, I'm gonna show you guys something else. Remember now, we're talking about the Calabari Mafia from Canada, and that's where the brother them is. Look at the picture right there. It will explain the faction of the mob that these guys are a part of. And like me said, this is a multi-million-dollar organization because the brother on the left, Salvador, can get flingway, and the brother on the right also get flingway. And now the brother that you see in the middle, Andrew, the police them want him. I'm never get down to it. Now I want you guys read this with me, and this is very important. And this is to point out two more things which is similar to the other stuff I pointed out. Now, it says the FBI new snitch or confidential human source in the US document told the agents that he didn't work for Bo. Bo is the one who got 6 years that was watching, that the feds was watching. They got Bo's name from the Canadian RCMP, which is the equivalent to the FBI. What the informant, the truck driver, told the FBI that the big boss was a man known as King, and he is identified as Garamit Sidhu. Let me repeat that name, it's right there in front of y'all. Garamit Sidhu, a 60-year-old businessman. I make me shout this out loud and clear, in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. One more time. 60-year-old businessman Garamit Sidhu, a 60-year-old businessman in Brampton, Ontario, Canada, according to the US allegation filed in federal court. And that's when the driver agreed to work as an informant. I'm just showing you guys how Canada is. So only things that Canada is a bed of roses and nothing don't happen in Canada. Gonna make a sad mistake. You see the white boy them run things up there. Also, black people go on with enough things which I will be showing in other videos. Let's move on. The informant told the feds that before his own arrest, Sidhu told him to contact a man named Primo to arrange cocaine pickup in LA. Primo was later allegedly identified as Eduardo Caraval, 50, of Guadalajara, Mexico. And this led to an extensive partnership and investigation with, like I said, bringing drugs from Mexico all the way up to Montreal and all the way up to Ontario, working with truckers, and the FBI was in on this because of this informant. Now here's the picture of Eduardo, because I think he is also listed in this drug investigation as one of the defendants. One more thing I must say, the informer was doing such a good work for both the drug dealer them and the FBI. He was given 10 kilograms of cocaine for payment and good work. That's how much this informant was entrenched, and he was a trusted confidant for Mr. Eduardo and all the man then that was involved in this operation. Yo, it's a very intricate operation. I have to show you some more things and how the money do things. Canada, like I say, is a very dangerous place. Before we get into the video, I want you to check out Countryman Canada, the YouTube channel, and also check out the WhatsApp group down below. You understand? In the group, we share information, we talk about a lot of stuff. And any ideas, any kind of videos you guys want me to make, I'll make it for you as long as it's possible for me to do it. So remember, check out the WhatsApp group. Now, let's go. Now, just to educate the public on how FBI wiretap and informant system works. The FBI, they working with an informant. Now, John Joe Gucci, south of Guadalajara, Mexico. Let me say that word right. Guadalajara, Mexico. Called the informant and said he needed a truck driver to bring 100 kilos, up into Baltimore. So right away now, the Fed starts to watch John Joe Gucci of Guadalajara, Mexico. You hear me say that? Now, he didn't get arrested because he's in Mexico. What the informant did after John Joe Gucci called him, he called a young man in Calgary. This young man right here. Now, Sukan Kumar, he's a truck driver, 29, from Calgary. And the informant contacted him to bring the stuff from LA all the way up into Baltimore. And then use the same thing, the $20 bill with the serial number upon it, sent him a picture, bought him a ticket. He left Canada and come all the way in LA to drive. Now, I want you guys notice something, Everybody the informer contacted is caught up in this dead operation, as them call it, Operation Dead. Just notice that this guy, Subham Kumar, which is Indian, I want you guys also notice that a lot of the players in this, they're Indians, and they've been in Canada for years, big businessman. You would never know that they are involved in these kind of things, and that's the kind of picture Canada paints. You see grandfather in a church, and grandfather is a big time mobster. Now, Mr. Kumar, he flew in from Calgary and got a plane ticket. Remember now, his entire movement, has been watched by the US Customs, and they monitored that he came into the US on September 5th. Flight from Canada arrives in LA International Airport. They knew he rented a Toyota Corolla. I'm laughing, but it is not funny. Now, they even knew the spot where he was gonna meet the guy. Now, Kumar stayed at the Best Western in Baltimore. They gave him the same banknote, and then he ended up did another pickup. I met a man in Helmet, Baltimore, and the man is from Helmet, California, and the man gave him a box. The man pulled up in a Honda Accord, but the feds ended up running this man's tag, and it came back to a man named Corel Carbajal Garcia. Cobel Carbajal Garcia. And 2 weeks later, the feds, they raid Mr. Garcia house. They found cocaine and $80,000 in cash in a safe. But they said there was something more intriguing. There was a notebook, and it was a ledger for it says in it car parts, but the feds knew it is for drugs. and there were 20 other deliveries written in the ledger. The authority said a total of 530 units and thousands and millions of dollars of cocaine distribution. Now, Corel Carbajal Garcia, that's his picture right here. So, Mr. Garcia told Mr. Informant that they need to pull some stuff up to Montreal. Now, the informant contacted Shamar. That's him in the picture right there on the left in the infographics. And to pick up a load, he flew from Canada, Brampton, to LA. Okay, to pick up a load from that man right there, Mr. Baran, with the AK-47. Now, all these people I'm showing you, they contacted the informant. And once they contacted the informant, or the informant contacted them, and they went ahead with anything, right away, they're being watched, and you become a part of the investigation. And that's how the law is. So, all you hustlers out there who's hustling and doing all sort of stuff, just know, if you call somebody and they're working with the police, now you're automatically in that investigation if you work for that informant or do anything with that informant. I remember one time a man was in jail, rich black guy. He worked with the FBI out there in Washington State. Got busted. Went to a special prison, I think, for informants, and met a Mexican guy. Started making even more money in jail than he was out. Long story short, the feds get on to him, and he had asked his mom and his baby mother to pick up some money for him, and right away they were charged with money laundering and transporting drugs money. He had to take a plea deal to let them out. So I just want you all to know that. Let's go and let's continue with this thing. When the truck driver arrived in Montreal, he was busted because the whole ordeal was recorded and monitored by the feds, the US Custom, RCMP, and all the police them. Now, they took a picture of the drugs when it was in California, and the feds took a picture and sent the picture to the RCMP in Montreal, and this is the picture. I show the picture to say this. You see, when it comes to the feds and how them operate, they're very detailed. So they make sure they send that picture to the feds in Canada, so them can confirm nothing, no switch up. You understand? And like I said, the truck driver was arrested, and that was the start to the end. Now things get real wicked. In December 16, 2022 that about a year and mash ago, the informant, the FBI them, he's working so good with both the FBI and the smuggler them. He was summoned to Guadalajara, Mexico, to meet with the bosses because of the immense loss they took. Remember now, they have been taking a lot of losses from when they started watching the guy by the name of Boo, Nang Boo, B-O-U, that's his name. And that's when the truck driver signed on to work with the FBI, and then he became a logistics expert for the drug cartel. Now, these are the picture of the three bosses he went to meet. And once he met them, once he met them, you know their fate is sealed. So their fate is sealed because the informant in Mexico, Guadalajara, meeting with Joe Soto, he's meeting with Roberto Scopa, and he's also meeting with Garcia. And the picture is right there in front of you. Like I say, couple things why I'm doing this video vlog. I'm doing it to show what's going on in Canada. People might think Canada is a bed of roses. It's not. And also to show the hustler them out there. Just like how you guys will go through anything to get your thing, these FBI will do anything. You understand? They'll even break the law to take you down. So be very mindful of these kind of things. Okay? Let's go. No, it didn't stop there now. Cause the informant went back to Mexico. Another time he went back in January, as you see right there, 2023. And he spoke to an American named Sandoval. And Sandoval told him that the Hells Angel is some of his biggest customers. So they talked about moving 600 thing every 2 weeks or something like that. Now, this informant, I'm telling you right now, right throughout the whole process, the FBI made sure they protected his name and everything, because he was instrumental in bringing down 2 separate traffickers. He brought down the gin cartel, and he brought down the other cartel that's working with the Hells Angel and Mr. Sandoval. You can see it right there where in the text it's explaining what he went to Mexico to do. Now, with that said, this is the part 1 of the FBI undercover operation Dead Hand, targeting Montreal Mafias and the CJNG Traffickers. And part 2 will be coming up tomorrow or the day after. But you have to stay tuned to watch and get the ending of this. Very, very interesting, and it shows how revealing the drugs thing is. Before I go, I want to show you guys some pictures, and just look at the amount of stuff, being trafficked from Mexico up into Canada. And remember now, in the drugs business, the further north you go, the more money you get, the further away from the product. So it just tells you how much money these guys are making. Now stay tuned for part 2, where I'll give you the ending and round up everything. But there's another takedown that this informant is doing, and I'm gonna have to explain that in details also, and then summarize everything. I'll see you then. I'm out. Countryman, remember, like, share, and subscribe, and click on another video. Peace.